If you wake up groggy after a full night in bed, the problem is often not how many hours. It's what's happening around those hours. Sleep has stages, timing, and chemistry, and small habits can push you into lighter sleep or wake you at the worst moment. That's why you can get 8 hours and still feel like you got hit by a truck. The good news is, grogginess is usually a clue, not a life sentence. In the next few minutes, you'll hear 7 common sleep mistakes that quietly drain your morning energy. None of them require fancy gadgets. Most are simple environment or timing tweaks. And a few are counterintuitive, like sleeping in or going to bed too early. As you listen, think of this as troubleshooting. You're not trying to sleep harder. You're trying to line up your body clock, your sleep depth, and your wake-up timing, so your brain can come online smoothly. Moving to slide 2. Mistake number 1 is inconsistent sleep and wake times, especially the social jet lag pattern. That's when weekdays are strict, then weekends drift later and later. Your brain runs on a circadian rhythm, basically an internal clock that predicts when to be alert and when to be sleepy. When you shift your schedule by 2 or 3 hours, your body treats it like crossing time zones. Monday morning then feels like a mini jet lag, even if you technically slept enough. And it's not just about bedtime. Wake time is the strongest anchor for your clock. If you sleep in, you can push your whole rhythm later, which makes it harder to fall asleep the next night. The fix is boring but powerful. Keep wake time within about an hour, even on off days, and use earlier nights to catch up. If you want extra sleep, add it by going to bed a bit earlier, not by waking much later. Moving to slide 3. Mistake number 2 is waking up in the middle of deep sleep. This is the classic reason you feel heavy, slow, and foggy, even after many hours. Sleep comes in cycles, and deep sleep tends to be stronger in the first half of the night. If your alarm cuts through a deep stage, your brain needs more time to fully boot up. That's called sleep inertia, and it can last from minutes to over an hour depending on the person and the situation. You can reduce this by making your sleep window a multiple of roughly 90 minutes, since many people cycle around that length. It's not perfect, but it's a useful starting point. Another practical move is to set a consistent wake time and adjust bedtime gradually until mornings feel smoother. If you use an alarm, avoid stacking 5 alarms. Repeated jolts can fragment the last part of sleep and make inertia worse, not better. Moving to slide 4. Mistake number 3 is too much light at the wrong time, especially in the last hour before bed. Your brain uses light to decide when to release melatonin, a hormone that helps signal nighttime. Bright, cool-toned light in the evening can delay that signal, so you fall asleep later or sleep more lightly. The tricky part is that you might still get your 8 hours by sleeping in, but your sleep timing is now shifted, and your morning can feel sluggish. Screens are one source, but overhead LEDs and bright rooms matter too. A simple strategy is to dim your environment about 60 to 90 minutes before bed. Use warmer, lower lights. If you must use a screen, reduce brightness and avoid intense, close-up viewing right before sleep. Then do the opposite in the morning. Get bright light early. Morning light helps set your clock and can make wake-ups feel cleaner over time. Moving to slide 5. Mistake number 4 is caffeine timing that's too late for your biology. Caffeine doesn't just wear off quickly. Its half-life can be several hours, and people vary a lot in how fast they metabolize it. That means an afternoon coffee can still be active at bedtime, even if you feel sleepy. The result is often lighter sleep, more micro-awakenings, and less deep sleep. You may still log enough hours, but the recovery value of those hours drops. If you wake up groggy and rely on caffeine to function, it can become a loop. Caffeine pushes sleep quality down, then you need more caffeine. A practical experiment is to set a caffeine cutoff that's earlier than you think, like late morning or early afternoon, and keep it consistent for a week. If you want a warm evening drink, choose something caffeine-free, like herbal tea. Then watch what happens to morning clarity. Moving to slide 6. Mistake number 5 is eating heavy or very late, especially meals that leave you feeling full when you lie down. Digestion is active work. If your body is processing a big meal, it can raise core temperature and keep your system more on, which can reduce sleep depth. Some people also notice more reflux or discomfort, which fragments sleep without fully waking them. The next morning, you don't remember being awake, but you feel unrefreshed. The goal isn't to fear food. It's to give your body a clear runway into sleep. Many people do better when the last large meal ends a few hours before bed. If you need something later, keep it small and easy to digest. Also pay attention to spicy or very fatty foods if they consistently correlate with rough nights for you. Your best guide here is a simple log: what you ate, when you ate, and how you felt in the morning. Moving to slide 7. Mistake number 6 is drinking too much fluid too close to bedtime. This one is sneaky because it feels healthy. Hydration matters, but if you're waking up to use the bathroom, your sleep cycles get interrupted. Even if you fall back asleep quickly, those interruptions can reduce how much deep and REM sleep you get. The morning result is often grogginess and a dull, low-energy feeling. A simple rule is to front-load fluids earlier in the day, then taper in the last couple of hours before bed. You don't need to dehydrate yourself, just shift the timing. Also, notice hidden fluids like soups, juicy fruit, or large herbal teas late at night. If dry mouth is the reason you drink late, try smaller sips and consider whether your bedroom air is too dry. Sometimes a small environmental change reduces the urge to drink, and your sleep becomes more continuous. Moving to slide 8. Mistake number 7 is a bedroom that's too warm, too noisy, or not dark enough. You can fall asleep in almost any environment, but staying asleep and getting deep sleep is more sensitive. Temperature is a big one, because your body naturally cools as it moves into sleep. If the room is warm, that cooling is harder, and sleep can become lighter. Noise is another stealth disruptor. Even if it doesn't fully wake you, it can cause micro-arousals that chip away at sleep quality. And light, even small amounts, can signal daytime to the brain. The fix is to treat your bedroom like a recovery space. Aim for cooler air, consistent darkness, and predictable quiet. If you can't control noise, steady background sound can be less disruptive than random spikes. And if light leaks in, blackout curtains or a simple door draft blocker can make a bigger difference than you'd expect. Moving to slide 9. Now let's cover a mistake that amplifies grogginess even when everything else is decent: the snooze button. When you snooze, you're not getting extra good sleep. You're often getting fragmented, light sleep, and sometimes you slip back into a new sleep stage that you then interrupt again. That can increase sleep inertia, so you feel worse after 20 extra minutes than you did at the first alarm. A cleaner approach is one alarm, placed so you have to stand up to turn it off. Then use a simple sequence that tells your nervous system it's morning: light, movement, and water. Light is the strongest signal. Movement can be as small as a slow walk to the bathroom and a few gentle stretches. And water helps if you're slightly dehydrated from the night. If you love the comfort of a gradual wake-up, try shifting bedtime earlier by 15 minutes instead of relying on snooze. You'll often feel the difference within a few mornings. Moving to slide 10. Another common grogginess trap is napping too long or too late. A short nap can be refreshing, but long naps can push you into deeper stages. Then you wake up with the same heavy feeling you're trying to avoid. Late naps also steal sleep pressure, the natural buildup of sleepiness across the day. If sleep pressure is low at night, you may take longer to fall asleep or get less deep sleep, which sets up a groggy morning again. A good middle ground for many people is a brief nap earlier in the afternoon and not too close to bedtime. If you wake up groggy from naps, that's a sign to shorten them. And if you're napping because nights are consistently poor, treat the nap as a temporary patch, not the solution. The real win is improving nighttime consistency, light exposure, and the bedroom environment. Naps should support your rhythm, not replace it. Moving to slide 11. Let's talk about stress and busy brain, because it can create grogginess even if you don't remember being awake. When your mind is running, your body can stay in a higher alert state. That can reduce deep sleep and increase brief awakenings you don't fully register. Then you wake up feeling like you never powered down. The mistake is trying to solve life problems in bed. Your bed becomes a thinking desk, and your brain learns that nighttime is planning time. A better approach is a short shutdown routine outside the bed.
Keep it simple. Write down tomorrow's top 3 tasks, and one worry you're parking for later.
Then add a calming cue, like a warm shower, gentle stretching, or slow breathing. You're not forcing sleep, you're signaling safety and predictability. If you wake at night with racing thoughts, keep lights low and avoid checking the time. Time checking often adds pressure, which makes falling back asleep harder. Moving to slide 12. Here's a mistake people don't expect: spending too much time in bed. If you go to bed very early just in case, but you're not sleepy yet, you can end up tossing, turning, and training your brain that bed equals wakefulness. That weakens the bed-sleep association and can lead to lighter, more broken sleep. The next morning you feel groggy, and you assume you need even more time in bed, which repeats the cycle. A more effective strategy is to match bedtime to real sleepiness. Keep a consistent wake time, then let bedtime float slightly earlier or later based on your actual drowsiness. If you're awake for a long stretch, it often helps to get out of bed briefly and do something quiet in dim light until sleepiness returns. This isn't about being strict. It's about protecting the bed as a cue for sleep. Over time, that cue becomes powerful.
Moving to slide 13. Let's turn all of this into a quick troubleshooting plan you can actually use. First, pick one lever for 7 nights, not 7 levers at once. If you change everything, you won't know what helped. Start with the highest impact basics: consistent wake time, dim evenings, and a cooler, darker room.
Second, choose a cut-off habit: caffeine earlier, heavy meals earlier, and fluids tapered late. Third, make mornings easier on purpose. Get bright light early, move a little, and avoid the snooze loop. Then, track one simple outcome: how long it takes you to feel fully awake. Not perfection, just trend. If grogginess improves, keep that habit and add the next lever. If it doesn't, switch to a different lever and test again. Sleep is personal, but the process is universal. Reduce disruptions, align your clock, and wake at a better point in your sleep cycle. That's how you get refreshing sleep without chasing more hours forever. Moving to slide 14. To wrap up, waking up groggy usually means your sleep was interrupted, mistimed, or made too light by something you can often identify. The 7 big mistakes are inconsistent schedules, waking in deep sleep, too much evening light, late caffeine, late heavy meals, too much late drinking, and a bedroom that isn't cool, dark, and quiet enough. Add the snooze loop, long late naps, and a racing mind, and you've got a perfect recipe for morning fog. The encouraging part is that you don't need to fix your entire life. You just need a clean experiment and a few steady anchors. If you want one place to start, pick a consistent wake time and protect the last hour before bed from bright light and stimulation.
If this was helpful, subscribe for more practical, evidence-informed routines you can test without overhauling everything.
And for a quick check-in, comment with your biggest grogginess trigger: A. Snooze, or B. Late caffeine. This information is not a substitute for medical advice. Health span first, lifespan follows.